Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Tim here. I am here trying to beat the current um, social distancing requirements in my state and stay sane. And luckily, I have the wonderful art of leathercraft to do so. I'm working on a showpiece right now. What is a showpiece? A showpiece is an item that you can offer to customers to kind of show them the skill level you have. Instagram is great to document all that great stuff that we do, but my eventual idea is that I have maybe a walk-in shop someday when my children are grown, where people can come in and actually handle some of the items. So from time to time, when I'm in between projects, I will do something like that. They're usually very involved and take quite a while. Currently, I am doing a wallet sheath belt combination. And you can see it. I wanted to start it now, so I didn't just give you the finished product. I started working on this about, say, 2, 3 days ago, maybe a little bit longer. And this is what I have so far. So here you could see I have the Minimalist wallet. There's going to be a lanyard hole that goes right here. Card holder. I did some scroll sketch during a meeting, so I decided to use that image. It fit perfectly on the wallet. I'm pretty happy with the way that came out. It's very, very light leather. I think this is like a 2 or 3 ounce Herman Oak, but that should look pretty good. It might be a little bit more difficult to get this color-wise to match, but it'll be close enough where I think it'll look good. So that's that. Here is the sheath that I'm working on, and it's going to be for this knife right here, my Bass R, my home design Bass R, Basculus R, and those are the components for that. And here is, grab that here, is the belt that I'm working on. Now, gotta probably back up a little here. There's the belt. It's a very thick one. I doubled up on the blanks, and I did that based on the video that was posted a while back by the guy that does stock and barrel leather, I believe. The guy, I don't enjoy watching his videos based off the person. I like the information. That's what I'll say about that. Not that there's anything wrong with the gentleman. It's just I like a more of a a guy like from Maker Leather Supply or Don Gonzalez. They're more my speed, so to speak. So those are the pieces that I have for that are going to go into it. I'm going to make it probably the same orange type sunburst color as you see in this deep carry sheath of mine. And the reason why I actually did this, aside from the wanting to have a project to do, is I had a person who approached me to do work for a fixed blade, and for a really, really actually nice fixed blade, about a $400 knife. They've purchased a couple sheaths off me in the past, and so I came up with the design, and then they kind of fell off the radar. I understand that, particularly in the time that we're living in, but it was a little bit. I put in a few hours, coming up with the design and everything, and to not hear back from them is a little shitty. But you'll have that. I'm sure I'll hear back from the person in time. But yeah. But the design that I came up with was pretty cool. So I'm like, I'm going to adapt this for my battle song. So here is kind of like the quick, the sketch I came up with for the other guy was much nicer, but this is kind of going off the plans I had originally drawn. And basically, this is going to be it's going to be vertical carry, horizontal carry. It's going to have a dangler attached. There's also going to be some lanyard holes for you to be able to tie it to a pack. So hopefully this comes out very, where I'm thinking it's going to go. I don't know. I've never done this before. Normally that type of, style of sheath is reserved for fixed blades. So we'll see how it comes out. But the way I'm tying everything in is with this stamp here, the squiggle. It's actually a stamp that I made myself. So you can see it's here. It's going to be on the sheath. It is on the border of the Minimalist wallet, and it is on the belt. Oh, gotta bring it into frame here. There you go. So I'm fairly happy with the way everything's coming out. One problem that I did run into was this belt is so freaking thick here that the line 24 snaps don't work. So I had to use a Chicago screw, which is fine. And then I actually had to switch my belt buckle as well, because originally I was going to use the buckles where you don't need a belt keeper. But now I actually had to have one because it's too thick to fit through. I forget what the type of belt buckle that's called, but yeah, so I had to adjust that. The hardware on here is going to be a little bit mismatched because the Chicago screw I have in here is nickel plated, or it's a steel. Get it to focus in there, kind of, yeah. And then I have a mixture between brass and then antique brass. So ideally, if this was going to be for a customer, a package, I would make sure that all the hardware is matching, because if I was to sell a sheath like this in a wallet, it would be for a decent amount of money, so I would want to make sure that all those little details are accounted for. Yeah, so one thing I did want to talk about before I leave today is I brought up Maker Supply earlier, and I was cross-referencing the belt process he had to the other guy. And one thing that the gentleman in Maker Leather Supply video clearly expresses is that there are many ways to make products, and his process was his process. And the biggest thing that stood out to me was when he said that when you come into your own as a leather maker, leather crafter, leather artist, that you're a product of all your influences, which I completely agree about, because I have used numerous videos, numerous tips from forums, ideas I've seen on Pinterest, all that type of stuff, to kind of come up with my own style. And I would encourage everyone, I would encourage people to, take that into consideration, and, really try to file away those little tips and stuff that you'll see in a Chuck Dorsey video, or in a Don Gonzalez video, or a Maker Supply video, or a Stock and Barrel video, and kind of, apply that to your own needs. Because, having a unique style is very important. And even though this is a bit of a niche art, if you will, there are a lot of people who are leather crafting these days, because I think it's a little bit trendy. So, if you can find stuff to make yourself stand out, that's great. Yeah, so I don't know why I had to bring that up, but I decided to. Anyway, the video is already long, and I will give you an update after I do my staining. So that's the next step. Thanks for watching, everybody. Embrace your creativity, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.